Hey everyone, and welcome back. So this episode is going to be a lot of different jobs again, just making the most of lockdown and the stuff that I have on the boat. We're going to do a bit of fiberglassing, we're going to do some deck painting, we're going to do some seacock stuff, so a bit of a diverse video. So yeah, without much further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So today I want to install a water filler up on deck, so I'm going to put it behind the secondary winch. And then obviously I'll need to have a water pipe coming down under the shower base and into the water tank where the plastic tanks are going to be. So yeah, all I need to do is drill a big hole and then drill 3 more holes, tap those, Seco flex it on, and that's basically it. So I have a little tip for you. Now you see this fella here is for the hole saw. So you screw the hole saw on here, and then in order to stop this binding with this, it's got this little thing that slides in, and it's got little holes there that line up with this, and it slots in. But what always happens is when you're drilling, especially upside down, this backs off and this just jams in, and this, taking this off and this off, you need a vise and a big pair of pliers or a big spanner. So what I do is I usually leave it on a little loose, so you see it's just kind of screwed on nearly all the way, and then I push that guy in, and then you take some electrical tape and you just tape this guy to the hole saw. Now all the force is taken by this slidey fella, and basically this can't back off at all, and then the hole saw doesn't bind. So when you're finished, then you just cut the tape off, peel it off, and this unscrews really easily. So it saved me a lot of hassle, so hopefully it'll save you the same hassle. So I'm about to put first coat of Kiwigrip up on the forward end of the boat. I'm going to do it in stages over the next few days. It was showers, there were showers this morning. I'm kind of hoping that they're gone now, but I have 4 litres of this stuff. So I have 4 litres of it. Don't think I have enough, so I want to use this up as quickly as I can over the next weekend, a couple of weekends, or over the next couple of days. And if I need to order more, then at least I can get it on order. Because it has to come from England and I can't get it here in Ireland. But anyway, I've taped off the edges. I've kept the 2-inch band all the way around it, border, and sanded it really well. And now I'm going to go up and lash on this first bit. So pretty excited. It's been a couple of years I've been thinking about doing this, so yeah. You're supposed to roll it out like this. Decent bit of pressure. So unfortunately, I actually ran out of Kiwigrip, like I said I might. So I've ordered another 4 leases, but that's gonna take another week or 2 to get here. But yeah, like really easy to put on. I'm really happy with how it came out. The decks look really clean and tidy now. And it's been a week actually since I put that on, and I've scrubbed it a couple of times with a brush just to see how well it's stuck on and it's not coming off. So that's pretty cool. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. So yeah, I've ordered more, and that's not going to be here for a while. So I'm going to draw a line in that now and move on to the next job. So yeah, let's see what that is. So the next big job, and it's something we've actually been working on in the last few episodes, is to finish out the heads. So I was put at a bit of a standstill because of the virus, and I couldn't get materials. But now that people are shipping things again, I was able to order all the fiberglass. So I ordered a lot of polyester resin and glass mat and all the materials I need to finally fiberglass this room. So you might remember in one of the other episodes we cut these panels to shape. So we have 3 panels that go here. I've taken them out now so we can get them fiberglass, but those panels fit nice and snug in here, and they need to be fiberglass because this is going to be a shower / bathroom, or heads. So the toilet's going here, there'll be a shower here, there'll be a cabinet here, and yeah, this room will be basically sealed. The main reason I want to have the room sealed is it is a toilet and things happen, accidents happen, especially when you're moving like this through a seaway. So you need to be able to wipe and wash this room down, trust me. Especially if your aim is a bit off and you, whoops. So what we're going to do is we're going to fiberglass them, seal the room, keep all the edges, seal all the edges together, put everything in so that it's like one unit, and then we'll flow coat it or something like that, and it will be nice and bright and clean. So my mate Simon, you would have seen him in other episodes, he's going to help me do the fiberglassing because I've never done it before. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay out a sheet of white PVC. It's super smooth, and then we'll wax that. We'll lay up the glass on top of that. It's a layer of 600, and then we'll weigh that down, and it should bond to the plywood. And then we can bring all that in, trim it to shape, bring it all in, seal that together with thickened epoxy, and flow it all together, and then do a nice coat of paint, and it'll look really nice. If you're really into fiberglassing, it's kind of a dirty word on a steel boat, but if you want to see a boat being built from scratch out of fiberglass, a massive boat, check out Roscoe from Life on the Hulls. He's a great dude over in Australia, in Brisbane Bay, or where is it? No, Jervis Bay. He's building a catamaran, massive catamaran from scratch, and you can see how much fun he's having with fiberglass. So make sure you go and check him out after this video. So let's go and do some fiberglassing. So a quick check. I learned from yesterday that everything needs to be perfect and to hand. You need to plan step by step what you're going to do, or else you're in trouble. So I have waxed this. It's been waxed on, waxed off. Mr. Miyagi. I have got my resin ready to go. I've got the hardener ready to tip in and mix. I have some acetone just in case things go horribly wrong. My paddle roller, and oh yeah, my actual resin roller is here as well somewhere. I've got my weights. My weights are ready to go. My plywood is ready to go. My mat is ready to go. It's cut to shape and rolled up. So all I need to do now is wet out the PVC as much as I can, wet this guy out as much as I can, paddle roll it, put the ply on top, put the weights on top, and yeah. So I'm going to do all of those and hope for the best. So another one of Simon's tips was, when you're finished, this is a special resin roller, so you don't want to waste it because they're not disposable, so there's no point in wasting them if they're not disposable. So you squeeze out as much of the resin as you can, like that. It's all nice and gloopy. So we squeeze it out, and then we'll take this guy. We'll put it into a jam jar with resin and let it soak until we need it again. Nice little tip. So there you go. There's your jam jar with acetone in it, and rollers in it there. Shake it up, and I can leave that now. So it's been a few hours. This has gone off pretty well. There's no soft spots, so I'm going to take off the weights and I'm going to peel it off and see what the other side looks like. In the last paddle I had a few voids because I hadn't really weighed it down more evenly or properly. So this time I've tried to weigh it down a bit better and a bit more evenly. So let's see if I've got any voids or any kind of unusual stuff. I also had a couple of little places where the resin hadn't quite penetrated through the glass mat as well, so you could see the actual fibers. But okay, let's peel this guy off. So yeah, okay. It's got three pretty big voids here, where it hasn't quite penetrated into the timber or into the glass. So I mustn't have wetted it out enough. But other than that, it seems pretty good. Like there's a small bit. It's comparable to the other one, so it's not worse. So yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I can deal with that. It's a little bit. See here, it's a little bit springy. Everywhere else is perfect, so how about it? That's okay. So this is the one I did yesterday, and it's all set up. I left it overnight, and we're just gonna peel it off. Comment below how many voids you think I have. Ready? There's only a couple of small ones. That's a win. I think this is the best one I've done, definitely. There's a few areas where it wasn't wetted out enough, but that's definitely the best one I've done, so I'm happy with that. Third time lucky. There are definitely a few spots that it could have been better, and I don't know what I've done wrong, but yeah, that's gonna do really nicely. So I have the panel trimmed, and it's ready to go back in. So we know that it fits in this shape, so I can just put it straight in. So what I'm going to do is all of the white bits of framing here, I'm going to cover that in adhesive, and then when I screw the panel on, it'll stick everywhere rather than just be screwed in a few different places. So I'm going to actually put it's adhesive on all of these white patches and then stick it in. So yeah, I'm excited to get this in because it's the first panel that's going in, and then I can put the second panel in. But the third panel has to wait because I need to mark out where the seacocks are going and do all that work first, and then I can cut the holes in that panel for the seacocks. So let's get these first two in and see where we are. Okay, so we have the first panel in. There's only one area where it's kind of weird, so the batten here was a little bit kind of in further than the rest of them, so there's a bit of a dip there. But there's going to be a big trim around here anyway, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. So the panel is in, and there's no flex anywhere, so I've put loads and loads of screws in, and some of you might be thinking, well, why did you fiberglass it if you've just screwed it and made loads of holes? These will all be filled with epoxy and loads. Yeah, so there's no flex anywhere, really strong and solid. So I'm going to get the next panel in and do the same thing. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. So I have the two panels in now, and that's great. So before I put the third panel in, I was saying I need to figure out where the seacocks go. And I have a very good idea of where I want to put them. So the inlet will have to be here, and the outlet will be up there. So they say that the best thing to do is put the inlet in front of the outlet and put them about a foot to 2 feet apart. And if that isn't obvious, poo goes out and you don't want it to come back in, so it'll go back that way when you're sailing. What I'm going to do is I've got because the plating is about 7 or 8 mil, I think it's about 6 to 7 mil thick here. It's not thick enough to take a seacock, so I need to bulk it up. So I'm going to use this Delrin. So Delrin is a really hard plastic, and I'm planning to cut this into little blocks that would be the same size as the collar on the seacock, and then put it in there. So these are the seacocks, or this is one of the seacocks. It's a True Design composite seacock. So I was going to weld on some standpipes and use these, but to be honest, the easiest way is just to use a normal through hull. Like the whole reason you wouldn't use a normal through hull, brass through hull, or bronze through hull, sorry, on a steel boat is because the metals will react, but plastic or composite, sorry, it's actually nylon, so it's not plastic. Composite won't react with the steel, so this will be more than adequate. They have a nice load-bearing collar that goes with them. Well, this is just the ballcock, but there's a load-bearing collar that will go with this too. I just want to give a shout out as well to Sailing Vessel Compromise, Gav and the crew there. They actually put me onto these, and they'd fitted some on their boat on their Bavaria, and that's where I got the idea. So check them out, and thanks guys for the recommendation. So on the subject of everything boat, so this is the Bible. So let's have a look in here. If you could turn your textbooks to page 312, you will see image there, 11.8a, where there's two seacocks, and you can see that this is the inlet and this is the outlet, and you can see they're clearly a certain distance apart. There's also some details on it here somewhere that I read before and I can't find it now, but basically good practice is to have the seacocks as far apart as you can, and the forward seacock should be the inlet and the aft seacock should be the outlet. So that's all we've got time for this week. So that those two Delrin pieces have been glued in now and they're setting. So we're actually hauling the boat out now, so we can't drill the sea cocks with the boat in the water because it'll sink. So I want to haul the boat, and I have a lot of plans to do for work to do while we're out. So one of the main things obviously is sea cocks, and I want to do the anti-fouling. The anti-fouling hasn't been done since like August 2018, so that's nearly 2 years ago. So I want to do the anti-fouling, and I want to paint the top sides of the blue parts of the hull again. So yeah, it's been 2 years since we did that. So yeah, there's loads of work planned, and another big job to do is to pressure test the keel diesel tank. So that's going to be a really interesting one as well. So hopefully, I haven't asked the hut owner if I can film the haul out yet, so hopefully in the next episode we'll have footage of the boat coming out of the water. Yeah, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.